Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Paul Ngurikimana Official, where we study ICT and computer science with associated skills related with technologies. So now today's lesson is about Sumif, Countif, and Averageif as the function within Microsoft Excel. So how can we use those functions? So now, before we proceed here, we can have Sumif here, followed by Averageif, the Averageif, and then Countif. So these are the functions within Microsoft Excel we are going to deal with. So now, without taking too much time, let us start with this Sumif. So now, the Sumif will calculate sum based on the condition. What does it mean? For example, we want to get sum of this number, but where total greater than, for example, 400. That will be a condition. So the syntax of this sum here, if we try to say the syntax of Sumif, it can be used in two ways. What does it mean? The first can be equal, then Sumif here, and then followed by range. The range, these are the data where we will use, that is interval, which data we will select those number greater than 400 condition, and then here we have to say criteria here, like this. So this is how the Sumif can be easily used. The second way to use this Sumif, we can do the reason why it display this hashed is because this is a function. So now the syntax is this one. Let me remove this one to make this text. The second is about equal. Here you see. The second one is equal Sumif. Like this. We have to say range here. Then we have criteria. This also will be condition. So to reach here, it is the same as this one, but here we can add the sum range. The sum range. For example, here you see. What does it mean? The two somehow different. For example, here. So this is, let me to show that this one is not, this is a function, is a formula. Let me remove this one to make it a text here. So now, for example, let us calculate the sum of all totals where total greater than 400 here. That is a condition. What can you do? You can type this one equal, then sum, open parentheses. The range will be this one, data which contains where condition will be. So now, and the condition can be typed like this one for greater than 400, and sum if receive only one logical operator which is greater than. The others cannot function here. And then what is the meaning of this one? We want to calculate sum from this range, but where the total greater than 400. So this is a criteria here. This is a condition. So if I click enter, I will get different values. So now, what is the mistake here? This is, we can use a sum if. This is where the mistake is. Okay, let me hit enter. You see, I will get sum here. You see, this is how sum if can be used. But here we have only range and criteria. So what will happen if we have more than one criteria? For example, here we have different names, different type. You see, we have type grass, average, we have fire, and we have water here. You see, as you see. So now we want to calculate the sum, but based on this one glass. You see how many columns? We have 2 columns. The sum range will be this one. The range where this glass will be coming from will be type 1, and then the sum range will be this one. What does it mean? I will prefer to use the second one because here we need to join 2. How many? 2 columns. 2 columns here, type 1 and like this one. So now, for example, to get sum of this one, we type this one equal, then sum if. You see, then the range where grass will be coming from is this one. Then comma. So now, which criteria? The criteria will be condition. As it is done here, we select this grass. Immediately, we select the sum range will be these numbers. Start from here and then comma, like this. I think you get the points here. You see, this sum, if I have selected this one, where the name will be coming from, and then the grass will be represented by H6, where this is a criteria, and then the sum range. If I calculate this one, I will get the sum of where we have grass as type. So now, let me learn. You see, we have this one. We have 1,248, you see, like this one. The sum of the first 3 numbers, here, this one. So now, similarly, if you want to get sum if, you say sum if, and then Freud by, the range will be this one, then criteria will be fire here, and then apart from this criteria, the sum range will be this one, and then I cross, then I click enter, I will get, meaning the values, they are equal. So now, to get the second one, because the same formula was used, I will simply do this one, point cursor here, and then autofill to get this one. You see, this is how you can use it. You can use the sum if. So now, without taking too much time, we can also take the average if. This is the same, the average. We can use, we type the same thing, we say equal, then average if, and then we are calculating the average based on the condition. The same function, the same formula used here, only to replace this sum if to get average if. What does it mean? Here we say range. So this will be range here. Apart from then, we say criteria here, like this, and then cross. So now, from here, these different names, because different values, this is a function. So if I say equal, then average, the average if, then greater than, the average this one, and then criteria. So now greater than 400 to see whether this can work. We get this one. You see, the average, where total greater than 400 will be this one. So you see, this one is running, as you see. So now, for example here, if you want to use the second one, you will equal, you will type average, then if, Freud by, the criteria is this one, then comma, I select the grass, and then I select the average range will be this one. You see. And then I click this one to cross. You see. Like this. Do you see how this one can work? The average will be this one. If we take the average of grass, will be this one. What does it mean? Sum division by 3 will be equivalent to this one. You see. This is how we can easily use this one. So let me use the different colors. So now the average, I can highlight it. With another color here. Okay. You see. So now this is how the Averageif can be used. And then here I point the cursor here, then scroll down to get the average of everyone. You see, this is how the Averageif and Sumif can be used. So now let us say something about Countif. So now this Countif will be counting something depending on the condition. What does it mean? It uses, we say count, the Countif like this. So let me use equal. Then Countif will have range and we will have criteria. The count return number, the criteria here. The criteria like this. You see. So now here, if we try to use count, we can say this one, how many grasses do we have here? So now, how many 405 do you have here? So we can use the count. Suppose we can say equal, then count if. So now the range will be this one. And then we want to count how many grass do you have there. And then we do this one. And then we learn, you see we have only 3. The count returns a number depending on the condition. So this is the syntax of using count here. Like this. The count function can be like this. Like this one. So now, guys, this is how different function can be. It can be used within Microsoft Excel. So guys, if this video support you, no problem to share it for us. No problem to share it for us and give us subscribe. So thanks.